you have lights in your ceiling that kind of look like this, and they no longer turn on, and they weren't providing the 20,000 hours of LED life that you were promised, and you look up and you don't really see anything you can unscrew, and you think to yourself, do I need to call an electrician, or is this something I can replace on my own? And I'm here to tell you it's a super easy DIY job. So I'm gonna run you through how to replace an LED recessed can light. You will really only need one tool, preferably something like this body panel remover so you can remove the LED without marring your ceiling, but a flat head will work in a pinch. Start by gently prying around the outer flange. Sometimes if the lights were installed shortly after painting, they may be a little stuck. When you can move the pry tool freely in between the flange and the ceiling, just pull down. You'll then notice two spring clips holding the lighting fixture in place. Go ahead and pinch these to release. You can now unclip the light. A gentle pull will do, and remove the standard screw style light bulb wiring adapter, or just leave it in place as your new light will likely use the same style. So once you drop out your light, you can go ahead and take a tape measure to this. You can see these are 6-inch cans. Very common also are 5 inchers. Which is also why a lot of aftermarket recessed LEDs will be compatible with both. So essentially these recessed LEDs all kind of have the same general anatomy. For the most part, both of them will work with 5 and 6-inch diameter cans. Those would be the ceiling electrical boxes I just pulled this out of. And they're usually adjustable with a single screw on each side. For example, this style, it's currently out in the 6-inch position, but you adjust both sides here and tighten that screw back down. And now this is set up for a 5-inch can. Also, these pull straight out and they're pretty universal, essentially meaning you don't even really need to remove this little screw to proprietary adapter to change them out. I often do, but you actually don't need to. I've always found that all brands here in the US use this same style. I'm not even sure what it's called, but it seems to work on all of them. Okay, so recessed LED selection. The brand that my house came with is this EcoSmart brand. I believe it's like a Home Depot house brand, and I'm really not a fan of it at all. I do like the Fight Electric brand. I like the Philips brand. I like Cree. There's probably some others that are good out there. It's just this EcoSmart brand from Home Depot I've always seemed to have problems with, so I would tend to avoid them, but you know, my evidence is sort of anecdotal. For the replacements, I went with a model from Fight. It's the brand you frequently see at Costco, and I've never had an issue with them. Just like I showed you on that EcoSmart one, changing between 5 and 6 inches is really easy. A little different on this one. You essentially move this screw from here to here, but the basic premise is the same. You're basically just moving these two spring mechanisms in 1/2 inch each to sit a 5-inch diameter can. What I really like about these Fight Electric ones, and this feature is not unique to them, but it basically has a selector switch here to set your color temperature. We've got 2700K, which is basically a normal warm white incandescent bulb, 3000K, which I find pretty pleasant for an indoor setting. 4000 works really well like in a kitchen, and then 5 and 6K, which is really great for like a shop, or I don't know, even like an indoor planting room or something like that. Basically 6000K is like daylight. But for my kitchen here, I'll probably run them at about 4000K. Speaking of color temperature, here's what that looks like. 6000K is basically daylight and looks like a hospital. 2700K is great for areas to relax, while I find 4000 just right for a kitchen. When you've got your replacements picked out, install is also super easy. Just screw in the wiring adapter, connect, reclip the spring brackets, push up, and then congratulate yourself on completing this very DIY friendly job.